Hey guys, welcome back to the Stash Project, and we're going to do another acquisition video. The latest batch of stuff has come in from Japan, as well as a few things I picked up here locally, and just our normal show and tell. So we'll flip the camera around, and we'll get right back to you. Alrighty guys, so let's go over the domestic stuff first. I have here the Revel 1958 Chevy Impala. This is, of course, the die-cast based kit. Been out twice before this, I want to say, something like that. Just recently reissued last month. I do not have any 1958 Impalas at all. Of course, Round 2 just reissued theirs, the old AMT kit, not that long ago as well. Like I said, not a bad kit for being a die-cast tool that they decided to run plastic through. Later, that of course is why the trunk opens on this, when the trunk does not open, of course, on most Revell kits. You get here on the side here, you see that your hood and trunk opens. Over here, apparently, the hood was opened and then drove down the highway because it is now smashed firmly into the windscreen of the vehicle. Showing a white car over here. I have to open this and because somebody asked me about it anyway, as to what the wheel options are here, because it looks like these wheels here are not that far off from those wheels there. So I don't know if there's optional wheels in here or not. It's saying 134 pieces, so I'm assuming that everything is always comes in this kit in the sense of optional wheels and things like that. I don't know though, as I have not actually opened it yet. Also, to continue my Summer of the Malaise, we have the new Round 2 reissue, again, just this past month, of the 1977 AMC Pacer wagon. Go quite well with your 76 Gremlin and your 78 AMC Pacer X and all the other various AMC reissues that Round 2 has been doing in the last couple of years. You can, of course, build this stock as the box shows here, or the custom version, which is how it's been out the last few times. They went through and opened up some gates and stuff like that. There's no new tool parts in here other than having the pad-printed Goodyear GT tires that came in the, I'm trying to think of the Valeri that came out here recently. And there are new decals in here. So over here we have the custom version, which is probably how a lot of people remember this kit. This is what the box top looked like for the longest time. Sort of a odd custom, but hey, it was the 1970s. Not everybody was, necessarily, quite sober when these things were being done, I suppose. And here's the sort of stock version over here with your 6-cylinder and everything else like that. Showing the parts runners on the bottom here. Got tinted glass in there. You've got some couple sets of wheels, a couple sets of tires, and of course for the custom version and the stock version. And then you have the new decal sheet, which has things such as a Hungarian restaurant delivery livery. That's kind of amusing. I got a couple of trucks. I'm not a big truck guy. I know it's amusing because I drive trucks for a living, but I really, this might be the let's see, it'll be like the 4th and 5th big truck kits that I have. This is again, last month reissue of the white Freightliner single axle day cab. These were quite popular back in the day. Got a interesting set of license plates here. You got a New Jersey Turnpike Authority sticker. This is an Oregon puck plate, Public Utilities Commission. And then I'll take a quick peek at what that is, and then it looks like it's got a Illinois plate on the front here. It might be a Michigan plate considering the vintage of the tooling here. There's new decals in here for these cab stripes that weren't necessarily in the kit originally. They've also chromed the fuel tanks and the quarter fenders for the first time. Of course, we talked about this when this kit was reissued in the regular Stash project, that, you know, these are 2-part tanks. Chrome plating them really doesn't do anything because you got to dechrome them, or lose most of the chrome anyway, just to get the seam out of the tanks. And then if you notice, yeah, they're painted the same color, you know, as this on the truck anyway, so I'm not exactly sure why we want them chrome in the first place. But let me see here. No, I take it back. This apparently is a Massachusetts plate. I still can't read what that says. I like this on the side here. It's like, hey, look, you can build these other AMT kits. Oh, and hey, look, here's cool AMT trailers. Not all kits currently available. Wah, wah, wah. Be interesting to see if they bring back the moving van, since the moving van was modified into the NASCAR hauler. And then, of course, you got some more box art over here. You got that uber pleated 1970s custom upholstery. Your Cummins 6-cylinder diesel, and then just showing that what the cab itself looks like. You do not get the little pup trailers with this. We discussed this before. This kit has been offered a number of times with those 228-foot pup trailers, but this kit does not come with them. And you have a gigantic parts runner layout on the bottom here. So there should be no surprise that the cab is, of course, multi-piece, the way most of these kits have been, you know, in the past. Excuse me. You know, is this up here? This is the tanks. The tanks actually look like they're in 4 pieces, halves, and then ends. So, chrome plating that, yeah, kind of, sort of, totally useless because you have to put all that together. The quarter fenders, you know what? If the attachment points are correct, this looking at the bottoms and this looks like the tops. I know it's irrelevant to you. You really can't see it, but this, again, these look like the bottoms, or the bottom of the quarter fender, and then this the top. The top will have a little black rubber thing on it to keep, you know, the trailer from actually hitting the quarter fender. So the way that's attached, you might be able to get away with actually not having to dechrome those. And then there's a variety of license plates on this decal sheet. And there's supposed to be a couple of different companies represented as far as what the actual liveries are. And then, last but not least, on the domestic side of things, I got this reissue. Of course, this was reissued by Round 2 via MPC. I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. It sold out, so they've decided to rerun it. And this is the Mack D600 tractor. Obviously, another day cab. These kits, and I can't pull it off the shelf without destroying everything behind me because of where it's at, but these kits are ideally going to be pulling my old AMT Holloway trailer, the 5-car transport trailer from the 1960s, 1970s. They'll look good behind that. They wouldn't necessarily be totally out of place pulling the Revell Auto Transport trailer as well. They're a little bit old to be pulling like the Galaxy Limited trailers. And here you've got, again, we'll go around the box art real quick. You've got showing your 6-cylinder Mack diesel over here. And in fact, you've got tires and wheels, and the front end on this is supposedly steerable. And then this just sort of shows a variety of options that you get with this kit, which isn't really options; it's just parts of the kit. I always like that. I was like, oh, look at all these options. What, like the exhaust and the turn signals? Those aren't options; those are required. And then again, on this end, you're showing the dump trailer, which the gravel trailer is, I don't know why it says coming soon. I assume this is, I know why this says coming soon, because this was released before the gravel trailer was reissued. So, you know, they just never changed the box art. And then I like this, presented for nostalgia only, the DM800 kits. Well, hey, how about let's stop being nostalgic and let's reissue this. I think it can't be because of this kit existing in the first place, but I'm sure that people would like to have the cement mixer back, and I would not be painting it in the Stars and Stripes configuration necessarily, but I would like to not pay, you know, $120 for that either. So, yeah, it is what it is, I guess. If you watched the Stash Project video, we mentioned we got some decals on sale from M&S Hobbies out in Arizona. There are a couple of Studio 27 sheets and a Racing Decals 43 sheet for the Lamborghini Murcielago. They represent the J-Lock team, J-Lock being the Japanese Lamborghini Owners Club. Obviously, a Japanese sponsored race team. They ran Super GT in the GT300 series. Actually, won a race with this car, or a car just like it. And they decided they're going to run the 24 Hours of Le Mans, and they did so apathetically and with not a great deal of success over the years. So this represents the 2006 livery. In 2006, this car finished 24th overall. Not a totally irrespectable showing for a small privateer team. In 2007, they were back with a car that looked essentially the same as the original one, but there are some different associate sponsorships. This car completed an entire lap and then blew the drive shaft out, and that was the end of that car. And they came back once again in 2010 with an RSV. You'll notice there's a difference between the engine covers. There's sort of a clear one with the sort of hexagonal openings there, rather than this one is just straight flat slats. Otherwise, they appear to be, pretty much the same as far as, let me line these up, as far as the spoiler shape and angle. The wheels are a little bit different on here, but yeah, I'll live with the wheels being different. I think that just taking this and putting some flat plastic over top of it will solve the engine cover issue. Other than that, the cars are, like I said, they look to be pretty much identical. But this is the RSV. This is the actual fake. This is the actual kit that Aoshima made, and it'd be nice if they went back and made the what is that? The RGT version, because literally it requires wheels and a new engine cover. But this was the 2010 Le Mans running of the J-Lock team, and they finished 49th overall. So again, I mean, they ran that year at least, but not setting the world on fire, as it were. They also make, Studio 27 also makes two other versions of the Murcielago, what ends up being RGT versions. I didn't realize they were that. I thought they were RSVs, but whatever. Ones that I have, which I think I've shown before, which is the B-Line Racing Team, which is a Belgian racing team that ran the car in Fiat GT before it became the Fiat GT Championships and then got merged into Blancpain Endurance Series. They ran the Fiat GT Series in 2006. They got third place at a race, but it was the only race they entered that year, which is weird. And then they did set for the All Inkle race team that ran in 2007, and that is a set of decals that I just picked up from Studio 27 in Hobby Link Japan, but I don't have them. They literally just came in the other day, well after I shipped this stuff, and they won a race. They won the first race of the year, and then they only entered 3 more of the 10 races, and they finished second. What would have been a top 3, but they got disqualified for having an illegal top gear ratio, and then they finished 6th. So even that team, did a little bit better, but it's still kind of odd the choices they made as far as what teams were represented. Now, onto the Hobby Link Japan box. So I've got a couple of sets of decals, because why wouldn't I? These are the white and black line and the red line dress-up decals for the FXXK, because I still can't decide what I want to do, so I went ahead and just ordered more decals, because they're like 15, 16 bucks, and a lot of Studio 27 decals are get them now or never get them at all, or pay a ridiculously high price for them. So these are the red lines. As we explained the other day, it's the decals that go over the headlights and the tail lights that make the line part. Otherwise, sometimes they still use the silver decals from the actual kit. The red lines are based on a white car, as you can see here, and they're pretty much identical. The only difference between these two cars, when you're making the model, is the car numbers. You'll see, like here, it's just like, this for 75, this number for 47. But otherwise, the cars are identical. And then, on the car numbers, you have a nice little silver outline around the 47s, which I think is pretty sharp. And then the 75s have a actual red line. So that's cool. There's no decal missing here. I have to compare these with the decals that I got the other day, the silver line ones, because remember from that there was like a little chunk missing. out of that. And then these are the white line, black line. These make one car. Now you get two sets of decals here, but because like this logo, these logos, the electronic thing, they go to one car. You end up with basically an entire car's worth of decals without one. Now if you could go ahead and like scan this somehow and get the electronic decals out of here so that you could make the other car, that would make this $20 set of decals go twice as far. And on the back here you see of what these cars represent. They're both blue. One's a darker blue, one's I would say a navy blue, and one's a dark blue. I like both of these cars, especially the 17 car. And this may end up being what I actually use to build my FXXK with. And yeah, so I'm not going to spend a whole heck of a lot of time on this. I mean, it's just decals. Look at them, ooh, ah, and on we go. It's just fun to have some other options. Now, moving on to kits. Got this one. This is something I've been looking at for a while, and I just never pulled the trigger on. And then Hasegawa went ahead and reissued it here in August. And that is the Type 2 pick sick up truck from 1967. This is a curbside kit. I don't know you necessarily could combine this with the Revell of Germany chassis, because obviously the Revell of Germany makes that Type 2 van, the Samba van, and the panel van. But it's a pretty cool model kit nonetheless. A picture of the actual model on this side here. We'll get the body out just to take a quick peek at it while I talk about it. Molded in sort of a cream off-white color, but this is the body. The bed sides, you may notice, are not here because they're they're totally upside down. The bed sides are not here because this kit gives you the option to put the bed sides down or up. So you can run this sort of as a flat bed, as it were, with the sides down. They'll just ride over top of this thing. They still attach, but they're in real life they fold it up and down. They don't actually function on this model kit. But it gives you that option, so that's kind of cool. And it's just a nice little piece if you're a Volkswagen collector or builder that nobody else makes. I mean, obviously there's the I'm saying a lot. If I could go through this and chop it up a bit, it'll take 5 minutes of ahs out of it. You have the Samba bus that's available either as a Revell kit or as a Hasegawa kit. You have the Type 2 cargo van that's available as a Revell kit or as a Hasegawa kit, and then the pickup truck, which as of right now is only available through Hasegawa. Again, it's a curbside. You do get like the bottom of the engine kind of detail, but it's not it doesn't have an engine the way the Revell one does. Another recent reissue, this from Fujimi, representing the 1991 Toyota Cresta 2.5 GT twin turbo. Very promotional in its building. Metal axles through the front and the back. Very, very basic chassis with everything molded in. This showing a two-tone. I don't know that all of them were two-tone necessarily, but it slots into a little specific space that Fujimi left open with the reissue of an earlier Toyota Cresta. So unfortunately there's another one of these that goes between this kit and the other Fujimi kit. I keep calling it Tommy, but the other Fujimi kit that they did last year, and they decided that's the one that they ended up canceling and not running back over the summer. So this one doesn't have any really. This is pretty boring and pretty basic box art, I must say. Let's see what else. Let's see if there's anything really good in here that you guys haven't necessarily seen before. I got another EF3 B-Max Civic. This will end up being, I think, number 4, right? Yeah, I got one that I'm tinkering with, and then 2 on the shelf. So this is number 3, or this is number 4. I still need 4 more to match up all the decals that I've gotten over the months. This is a very hard kit to get a hold of because it's sold out. I don't know where in the world Hobby Link Japan found this one. I had back ordered 4 more to match decals and everything else like that. I really needed a back order 5. So I got this one and then I canceled the back order that was existing for the rest of them, and then just ordered 4 of the modal liveried ones that are going to be coming out in October, and that'll square me up. Again, I don't know where they found it at, because it's been sold out for months, and the only one I've had it on back order for months, and this is the only one that has come in. So I got the last one in Japan. Ha ha ha. A couple other quick things here that are sort of covered in past videos. This, the Xnavi R34 version of the GTR. We, if you watched the last acquisition video, where I got a whole bunch of stuff, this was one of the things I got. I got a second one because they're still pretty cheap and available, because you can build these either as the Xnavi sponsored car or the Modal sponsored car. So now I have, one to build them both ways. Excellent. I also got the R35 version, because again, this kit can be built as either the Xnavi or the Modal version. I need to go into Super GT records and see how these cars actually ran that year and stuff like that. I'm building team cars, and I couldn't even tell you anything about them, really, who drove them or anything like that. I just like the colors and the designs of this one, especially the R35. I think it looks really badass on this car. But now I have one to build that both ways as well. So happy joy. The one reissue that we've talked about before, that there will be a bunch of decals coming for relatively quickly from SK Decals. This is the EK6 Honda Civic, done as the Mugen Jax Civic. This is effectively the racing version, obviously, of the street car that they have reissued in the past a couple of times in the last 18 months. They have retooled the front suspension to lower the stance of the car a little bit. I believe they also may have retooled the uprights on the back suspension, because there are a number of parts you don't use in this kit that still come with it. They're basically the street car's brakes, which would have been really great, and effective in a racing situation. I think from looking at this, glancing at it, you only have to paint it white, and there are literally decals to do everything else. And you say, that's ridiculous. There's so many things going on here. Well, let me, real quick, grab you out the decal sheet. It's, whoops, you can't see, it's too far up there. It's kind of big. I mean, it's seriously the size of the bottom of the box. I'm not even sure what you use these wiggly lines over here for, unless you're just sort of connecting lines where there aren't necessarily colors. But this is like the left-hand side of the roof. This is the right-hand side of the roof. This is the front fascia here. This is the driver's side back fender, the passenger side back fender. This is the over the front fender on the passenger side, over the front fender on the driver's side. This obviously is a wraparound for the very, very back. This little number here fills in this space here. I think these two things here either go around the front or the rear headlights that have to look. And then you, of course, get window black decals, so that's kind of cool, too. So you don't have to worry about painting the windows necessarily. But this is, yeah, quite a substantial, ridiculously substantial set of decals. And like I said, I don't think you have to paint it any other color than white. I think legitimately this sheet of decals does everything. So, not a whole lot to show. Otherwise, body's pretty much the same as the street car body. Let me dig here for a second. Yep, and it looks like this part runner right here is what the new parts are, the new brakes, and then some spacers to lower the suspension. So that would be that. It's a very basic kit, not a whole heck of a lot to it. The roll cage oddly assembles in like two different portions, like an upper and a lower, but other than that, it's all one piece. You don't assemble it front to back or side to side. Which of course means there's seam lines all over it, but that's just sort of the nature of the beast. Another Tamiya kit that I picked up that is new to me, not new in general because this has been out for 10 years now, but this is the Mobile 1 liveried version of the Lexus SC. I have the other two. I have the Ceramo one, and I have the what do we call them? That I don't want to mispronounce the name, but it's the it's around here someplace and I don't see it. Bum 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 bum. Play a little girl Ipanema while I'm sitting here looking. Ah, wow! I just I completely lost it. It's the yeah. Well, there's 3 of them. Just roll with that knowledge and know that there are 3 of them. And I have the other 2. I just on my shelves of race cars because everything's all out of order now because I'm just trying to shelve stuff. It is not readily apparent and visible to me. Which probably means it's in a box. Well, be that as it may. This car, I think, won one race, won the 3rd or 4th round of Super GT in 2006. That was about as good as it ran that year. The other car that I can't think of is the one that actually won the series that year. So here's some pictures of the real car on the side of the box here. Yeah, that's cool. And then it's got the die-cast plate, which I could take or leave, especially since you have to paint this die-cast plate a couple different colors. You have to paint like this part and these side parts here white, and it's already obviously painted black. And it was, oh, there comes the car at you again. So I know. Guys are like, what is wrong with him today? It's the fact that that's going to bother me. I hate it when I'm in the middle of talking about something and I can't remember what it is that I'm meaning to say because I don't have it right in front of me. Is Navi sponsoring that car too? Oh well. And last but not least is the brand new tool from Aoshima, the Lamborghini Huracan. It is a very cool looking kit. 2 sets of wheels, two different engine covers. Body issues aside, where this front fender and the door meet on the kit, the kit itself just looks really, really cool. They've included all of the sort of pre-production test shots that Sasha Mueller ended up doing several of. I'm not sure which ones he did, but I know he did at least one of them. And it's just a cool vehicle. I'm trying to see if they show both sets of wheels on here or not. Well, I guess they do, technically, because here's one set of wheels here, and then these are the other set of wheels that are on the box cover. And then they also did a detail upset for it. The detail upset comes with seatbelt fabric, which is hiding here in sort of the background. It's kind of hard to see. There, you can see just the outline of it in the background. You've got 4 turned aluminum exhaust tips. You have a more traditional sheet of photo etch here that has like the vents and the brake faces and stuff like that. And then here, there's a really cool part. First time Aoshima has done this. If I can get the focus, that's a horrible thing with glare and light and reflections and getting like a reflection of the camera. Yeah. I will hold the focus if I go closer. Closer yet. There it goes. So yeah, you've got all these pre-painted Lamborghini logos as well as some pre-painted dashboard as well. That's very cool. Something completely new that, like I said, Aoshima has not done before. There is a V10 logo for the engine, and I'm not exactly sure what the other little logo is. It's not exactly totally clear to me looking at it what that is. I'll have to get the instructions out and look at it. But anyway, that is the collection of things coming into the house that I didn't need. Well, I mean, let's face it, let's be honest, I didn't really need any of it. I mean, I wanted it, but I didn't need it. And that'll probably be the last one for a while. I've got a couple of Tamiya NSX kits, some Super GT and some GTC, first gen and second gen NSX kits, and another Xnavi Nismo 350Z kit coming in, because of course you can build that both in an Xnavi and a modal livery as well. And but we'll show that all when more stuff comes in. And there really shouldn't be too much stuff coming in till really this fall, when all the kits still start rolling in for the 4th quarter. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys on the other side.